Hello YouTubers, this is Cessnaace back again with another video game ads video. I recently received a package from the TheNESDump and I have before me the contents of that package. First up, a game for the NES. This game was originally released in Japan for the Famicom and then later released in Europe under a different name, and for some reason the characters were all severely or considerably altered. I'll try and remember to stick the original Japanese name down there because it had a number of sequels in Japan for various systems, but none of those sequels made it out of Japan. Anyway, this is a reproduction of the European version, Euphoria. Now, underneath where it says Euphoria, it says the Saga from Sunsoft. Underneath the lowest character, the one in white with the sunglasses, it says reproduction version. Now, the TheNESDump has assigned a licensing number for this game, NES-6U-ESP. As it stated, it states quite clearly on it, reproduction version, Euphoria. Okay, for the Sega Master System, there were a lot of Sonic games released for the Game Gear. This one was a Game Gear exclusive. Now, I know that any Game Gear sold anywhere in the world will play any Game Gear cartridge sold anywhere in the world, but I don't have a Game Gear, at least not yet. This game is called Sonic Drift 2. This has been placed on an NTSC cartridge. Now, I have never had a problem playing PAL standard cartridges on my NTSC Model 1 Master System, but I've heard that some games can be flaky, especially 3D games, so take that into consideration. Anyway, I want the most awesome Master System game collection that I could amass, so I went ahead and added this even though it was also released for the Game Gear. Sonic Drift 2. And for some reason, they used the wording from European Master System releases down here. Licensed by Sega Enterprises Limited for play on the Sega Master System 2, and Mega Drive with Master System Converter. Now, I don't know for sure why. I have an assumption or an educated guess as to why usually Master System games from the TheNESDump cost more than NES games. And that is, NES cartridges are a lot more prevalent in the US than Master System cartridges. And of course, then you have to come up with the cases and everything else. So this was $35, and this was $30, and this was $45. So a total of $75. Now, something I want to touch on briefly, and that is something that I saw on eBay that I didn't quite like, and that is a game called Adventure Island 4. Now, that game was only released in Japan for the Famicom, but the TheNESDump released a conversion of it on NTSC cartridges with 3 label variations. Now, I asked Joe, who runs the TheNESDump, if I could go ahead and order all 3 variants because he has a policy of not shipping say, multiple copies of the same game, because he doesn't want them winding up on eBay going for a lot more than what he sells them for. And that's what's happened with one of these variants. I believe the NESDump only offers one label variant now, and that's this first one I'm going to show you, with a licensing code of NES-TT-USA. It has a light green label. Now, I paid $35 for this from the NESDump back when I first ordered it. And while it hasn't gone up at the NESDump, there's somebody on eBay selling this exact same label variant, which is still available at the NESDump, but they're asking $90. $35 or $90. Take your choice. Now, I call this light green. It was also made available with the same licensing code with a dark green label. Now, my favorite variation is this one. Most of you who are familiar with the series know that on the numbering they went with Roman numerals. This label variant has Roman numerals instead of like that. The licensing code on this one is different, however. NES-Repro-USA. A blue face label with a yellow spine label. Paid $35 for that, $35 for that, and $35 for that. If you see somebody trying to get $90 out of you for this, they're ripping you off for trying to. Because, as I said, it's still available at the NESDump for considerably less. So, until next time, stay awesome.